If you stop doing this, girls will like you more. Instant fixes. Leave your like on the video, my love, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Hey there, it's Pamela Raquel. Ever wondered why your efforts to attract her attention might be going awry? Today, we're turning the tables and focusing on those things you might be doing that are actually repelling, not attracting, women. These are common mistakes, but the good news is they're easily fixable. Ready to make a change that could significantly boost how girls perceive you? Let's dive in and find out what you need to stop doing. Relying on cliches. Let's talk about a trap that's easy to fall into when you're trying to woo a lady: relying on cliches. You know the ones. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Or, are you tired because you've been running through my mind all day? Sure, they might seem like harmless pickup lines, but here's the thing, women have heard them all before. When you're relying on tired old cliches to compliment her or keep the conversation going, it sends the message that you're not really paying attention to who she is as an individual. It's like you're just going through the motions, using the same generic lines on every girl you meet. But here's the secret, gents, women crave originality. They want to feel like you're seeing them for who they truly are, not just as another pretty face to throw a cheesy line at. So instead of falling back on those worn-out cliches, take the time to craft compliments and conversation starters that are specific to her. Notice the little things that make her unique: the way she laughs, the quirky pin on her jacket, the passion in her voice when she talks about her favorite hobby. Use those details to create moments of genuine connection, to show her that you're really listening and appreciating her for who she is. Trust me, when you put in that extra effort to be original and authentic, that's when the magic happens. That's when she starts to see you as someone special, someone worth getting to know on a deeper level. So ditch the cliches and start speaking from the heart. Your love life will thank you for it. Making assumptions about her. Okay, guys, let's dive into a mistake that's all too easy to make when you're trying to impress a woman: making assumptions about her. It might seem harmless to assume she's into the same music as you or that she'd love to go to that new sushi place downtown. But here's the thing, when you presume to know what she wants or thinks without actually asking her, it can be a major turn-off. Making an assumption sends the message that you're not really interested in getting to know her as an individual. It's like you've already decided who she is and what she likes based on some preconceived notion or stereotype. And let me tell you, there's nothing less attractive than feeling like you're being pigeonholed or misunderstood. Plus, when you make assumptions and you're wrong, it can lead to some pretty awkward moments. Imagine confidently suggesting a steakhouse for dinner, only to find out she's a vegetarian. Or assuming she's a homebody when she's actually an adrenaline junkie who loves skydiving on the weekends. Talk about putting your foot in your mouth. So how can you avoid the pitfalls of assumptions and show her that you're genuinely interested in getting to know her? It's simple: ask questions and then really listen to her answers. Don't just wait for your turn to talk, actively engage with what she's saying and use it as a springboard for deeper conversation. And if you're unsure about something, just ask her. It's better to get clarification than to make a wrong assumption and risk turning her off. Remember, fellas, every woman is unique, with her own thoughts, feelings, and preferences. Show her that you respect and appreciate that uniqueness, and watch as your connection grows stronger with every conversation. Overanalyzing texts. We've all been there. You're texting back and forth with someone you like, and suddenly you find yourself dissecting every word, every emoji, every punctuation mark. Is she mad because she used a period instead of an exclamation point? What does that winky face really mean? It's enough to drive you crazy. But here's the thing, when you start reading too much into her messages, you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of unnecessary stress and confusion. You're trying to find hidden meanings and subtexts that might not even be there, and in the process, you're driving yourself nuts. Plus, when you're so focused on analyzing her every word, you're not really present in the conversation. You're not engaging with her in a genuine, authentic way, you're just trying to crack some imaginary code. And trust me, women can pick up on that kind of distraction and disconnection from a mile away. So how can you break the cycle of overanalyzing and start having more natural, free-flowing conversations? First, take a deep breath and remind yourself that texts are just a small slice of your overall communication. They're not the be-all and end-all of your relationship. Second, try to take her messages at face value. Unless she's giving you clear signs that something's wrong, don't assume there's some hidden meaning behind every word. And if you're really unsure about something, just ask her directly. A simple, "Hey, I wasn't sure what you meant by that, could you clarify?" can go a long way in preventing misunderstandings. Remember, the key to great communication is being present, authentic, and direct. Don't let overanalyzing texts trip you up on the path to a genuine connection. Stay focused on the big picture, and watch as your conversations flow more smoothly than ever. Constant complaining. Picture this: you're on a date with a beautiful woman, and things seem to be going well. But then you start complaining about your job, your roommates, the weather, the food, basically anything and everything. Suddenly, you see her eyes start to glaze over, her smile starts to fade, and that spark of attraction that was there just moments ago is nowhere to be found. Here's the thing: constant complaining is a surefire way to drain the energy and excitement out of any interaction, especially when you're trying to build a connection with someone new. When you're always focusing on the negative, always finding something to gripe about, it sends the message that you're not someone who's fun or pleasant to be around. Think about it: who wants to spend their time with someone who's always bringing the mood down, always finding the dark cloud in every silver lining? It's exhausting, and it's definitely not attractive. Now, this doesn't mean that you can never vent or share your frustrations. We all need to blow off steam sometimes. But there's a big difference between the occasional gripe and a constant stream of negativity. So how can you break the habit of constant complaining and start bringing more positive energy to your interactions? First, try to catch yourself when you start to go down that negative path. Take a deep breath and see if you can find something, anything, to appreciate or be grateful for in that moment. Second, make a conscious effort to focus on the good things in your life and in the world around you. Share those positive observations and experiences with her, and watch as her face lights up with interest and engagement. Positivity is magnetic; it draws people in, makes them want to be around you to share in your joy and enthusiasm. So ditch the constant complaining and start radiating that irresistible positive energy. Trust me, she won't be able to get enough. Late replies and flakiness. Alright, let's dive into a bad habit that can really tank your chances with a woman you're interested in: being late with your replies and flaky with your plans. I know we all get busy sometimes, and life can get in the way of even the best intentions. But when you're consistently taking forever to respond to her messages or bailing on plans at the last minute, that sends a pretty clear message about how much you respect and value her time. When a woman is interested in you, she's investing her time and energy into building a connection. She's carving out space in her busy schedule to chat with you, to make plans, to see you. And when you leave her hanging for hours or even days on end, or when you cancel on her with some flimsy excuse, it's like you're telling her that her time isn't important to you, that she's not a priority. And let me tell you, there's nothing less attractive than feeling like you're an afterthought, like the guy you're interested in can't be bothered to make an effort. It's a surefire way to make her lose interest and start looking for someone who would treat her time with the respect it deserves. So how can you avoid falling into the trap of late replies and flakiness? First, make a habit of responding to her messages in a timely manner. Even if you can't chat at length, a quick "Hey, got your message," will reply properly later, can go a long way in showing her that you're engaged and attentive. Second, when you make plans with her, stick to them. Barring any true emergencies, show up when you say you will and follow through on your commitments. Show her that when you say you'll be there, you mean it. Remember, guys, respecting her time is a fundamental part of respecting her as a person. When you show her that her time is valuable to you, that you're willing to make an effort to be present and dependable, that's when she'll start to see you as someone she can truly count on, both now and in the future. Making everything about sex. Now, let's tackle a topic that might ruffle a few feathers but needs to be said: the danger of making everything about sex. Don't get me wrong, sexual attraction and chemistry are important parts of any romantic relationship. But when you're constantly steering the conversation towards sex or making every interaction with her about your physical desires, it can be a major red flag. For women, emotional connection is just as important, if not more so, than physical connection. They want to feel like you're interested in them as a whole person, not just a body to conquer. When you're always bringing things back to sex, it sends the message that that's all you care about, that you're not really invested in getting to know her on a deeper level. Plus, there's a time and a place for sexual flirtation. When you're first getting to know someone, constantly making lewd jokes or sexual innuendos can come across as creepy or even predatory. It's a delicate balance, and one that requires a certain level of social awareness and finesse. So how can you avoid falling into the trap of making everything about sex and start building that all-important emotional connection? First, focus on getting to know her as a person. Ask her about her interests, her passions, her dreams for the future. Show genuine curiosity and engagement in the things that matter to her. Next, when the time is right, you can start to introduce a little sexual tension into your interactions. But do it subtly, respectfully, and always with an eye towards her comfort level. A little playful flirtation can be exciting, but it should never come at the expense of her feeling safe and respected. Now that you know what you need to be doing less, what's next for you? Discover the proven signs that a girl likes you but is trying to hide it, or learn about the hobbies that make you more attractive to women. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or anything else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. How to know if women regret losing you. Does my ex still love me? 8 signs she regrets losing you. It is no surprise that heartbreak is probably one of the most painful things there is out there. Being in love, getting to know a person, and connecting truly with them, these are all beautiful things to experience. But love is not always rainbows and butterflies, and when you've hit a wall with your partner and you decide to go separate ways, probably because it won't work out between the two of you, then you get the opposite of those nice cloud 9 feelings that you had when you were in that honeymoon phase, and it sucks. No one wants to go through a heartbreak. You wouldn't wish it upon your worst enemy. But for some reason, we always end up finding ourselves in these situations. If you have gone through a breakup recently and you really want to know if she feels regretful about the breakup, then what I'm about to share with you might just answer your question. Like and subscribe, stay tuned. You keep in touch on social media or via text message almost by default. Most women would block their ex-partners. Why? They just don't see the point in keeping in touch with you. It's over between the both of you, so why would they keep your number, or why would they even want to see you on their social media feed? Try asking the women around you. They've done this in one way or another to an ex-partner, and that really is how women work. It's kind of the sense of out of sight, out of mind. However, if your ex decided to keep things as they are, no blocking and following or unfriending of social media accounts, then there is a high chance that your ex is open to the idea of you two reconnecting. And that's quite a jump to say though, so it's important that you do watch the rest of this video to find out what else could be those telltale signs that your ex really is missing you. With her still having access to your social media account, your profile, the posts, and the stories that you have been making, she may have actually already stalked you a little bit to see how you are doing after the breakup, whether you've been having the time of your life being single or whether you've actually been dating someone else already. There could be a whole other reason why your ex would remain connected with you on social media, but as long as you both still have access to each other and you are just one message away from each other, it's actually a positive sign for you. They actually reach out to you. Actions speak far louder than words. Well, staying friends on social media in connection with the first point, it actually means a lot more when your ex starts communicating with you. It's one thing to stay friends with an ex on social media, but it's another when she reaches out to you. Well, what if they just want to catch up? Highly doubt it. No one would reach out to someone out of nowhere if they have any other motives, right? Especially if that person is your ex. Remember that you have already ended things between each other and they are not supposed to want to continue talking to you because, well, you've established that you guys are better off going your separate ways and living your lives as solo people. But it's a pretty big deal if your ex, out of nowhere, decides to contact you, and it's even a bigger sign when the content of that message isn't anything close to an emergency situation. If it's an emergency situation, then they've left you with no choice but to contact you. Then I don't really think it could mean anything else. But if they contacted you with a message saying, "Hey, what's up? How's the weather over there? How's your fish getting on? Can you send me that lasagna recipe?" Something along those lines, then it's a sure way to tell that they are missing you and they want to know what's going on in your life and if there's a chance that they could get themselves back into your life. They would try meeting up with you. I mentioned in the previous point that the act of reaching out itself is already a sure way of saying that they want to know what's up with you, but to actually meet up with you and spend time together in person. Wow, that is a complete level up, if you can see it that way. Squeezing time to meet you in their big schedules is a big deal for adults, and women will not waste a single minute on a person they do not have the slightest interest in. So, if this happens to you and you are unsure whether to take this as a sign that she may still be interested, then please take it from me, she may still have feelings for you. You talk all of the time. Remember the time when you guys were just getting to know each other? Remember how long you spent talking on the phone or how many hours you spent just texting back and forth? If you feel like it came back to that stage again where you are in that process of learning all those new things about each other, the new interests, new hobbies, likes, and dislikes, then I suggest that you actually just pause for a second and evaluate the situation. Because what's going on here? Why are you suddenly acting like friends, and even more than that now? It's easy to dismiss what's going on and to pretend as if nothing really cheesy is happening, but I gotta tell you, something's up that needs to be cleared up. Why is she still talking to you? There is no other reason why the two of you should continue catching up, well, that's if there is no hidden intent. They stay single. Especially if you've broken up for quite some time, but she's still single and she hasn't gone out on any dates with anyone, then she might just be reserving herself for when the time comes that you guys can actually get back together. Plus, she will tell you that she has remained single. She reminisces about the good times you guys shared with each other. If for some reason she keeps bringing up all of those good times or those good memories that you had together, your first date, the first movie you watched, your first Christmas and New Year's Eve, then she could be missing those happy times that she spent with you. She's telling you all of this because she wants those feelings again. She wants to experience them with you, not anyone else. You might even take this as a very subtle way of her inviting you out to experience the same things again. She is nicer to you than usual. If this is happening, it could be that she's putting her best foot forward to win your heart again, especially if she was the one who broke it off with you. It's perfectly understandable that she would be the one who would do anything and everything to get your attention, right? She would try to gain back your interest. Is she being more sensitive to your needs? Is she being extra careful about the words she's saying? Do you actually feel like she's paying more attention to everything that you tell her? If you think that she is putting your needs first before hers, then it could be a way of showing that she really does care about you. You are a huge deal to her, and she would love to give it another try. She will tell you that she regrets losing you. Now, this is the biggest sign of the whole video because actions speak louder than words, but nothing actually beats a straight-up confirmation from your ex about how they feel about the breakup. Women are actually a lot braver when it comes to the matters of the heart, at least compared to men. It's easier for them to become expressive about how they feel, and if they really regret losing you and what you guys had together, if they are really serious about making it work again between the both of you, then nothing should stop them from letting you know about their intentions. They will straight up tell you. As with any relationship, clarity is uber important here. Before you start assuming and jumping to conclusions, it would actually be best if you could establish boundaries and set clear intentions first. Now, this will save both of you that unnecessary heartache going forwards. You dated this person for months or maybe even years, so you know your ex a lot better than what I do. You have pretty much memorized their behaviors, their pet peeves, what makes them tick, and all the latter. You know this person inside out. If you've been getting this weird feeling that something's up, then it might be worth listening to your intuition because more often than not, it's not too far from the truth. And it's also important to ask yourself what you want in the first place. If you have already ended things between the both of you, what's the reason you still want to keep in touch with her? You have to think about it. Is it out of losing that friendship, or are you really expecting something more, and you were hoping the breakup was going to rekindle that interest? If this helps you gain more clarity about your relationships, then please do not forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment too if there's anything that we were not able to mention in the video. Subscribe too for more relationship-related content, and I'll see you soon. If you think I missed something from today's video, let me know down in the comments. Give me a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing to make my day. But if you want to get your name rolling up next to my face like these amazing people's names here, then all you have to do is click the link in the description bar below to find out a little bit more. Have an amazing day. See you soon.